Happy New Year! It is that time of the year again when you possibly have already set a goal to lose weight or make healthier choices. And as it is, keeping up with this goal can be very daunting, and I indeed recommend creating an action plan that enhances your health day by day instead of obsessing over the elusive weight loss goal that you set year in, year out. So if you are about to set that goal or you've already set it, then this video is for you. So please watch until the very end. Now, health and nutrition information can actually be very confusing. In fact, even qualified experts such as myself usually have opposing opinions in most cases. So despite all these disagreements and information wars that you might come across, there are some ultimate wellness tips that are backed by sound research that you can use. So here are some 10 practical and achievable tips that are based on good science that I personally use, and you can adapt or adopt them daily and see the changes day by day. So one is to start shopping more often on the peripheries of your supermarket as opposed to the aisles of the stores. So I know this can be very difficult, especially when your point of entry in the supermarket is from the aisles. So personally, I have created a mindset to always approach from the peripheries, and the peripheries of any grocery shop or supermarket are actually designed to hold the perishables. And this is where you will often find the less processed food items. While the aisles may still have some very crucial touches, such as the brown rice, the brown pasta, and refined wheat flour, and so on, having more items from the peripheries ultimately ensures that you can subconsciously buy from the perishables, and this will ensure that what you eventually cook in the house is less processed. Okay, number two is to track your food intake every now and then. So just as I journal the other important parts of my life, I actually have found myself tracking what I'm consuming, especially since quarantine began last year. So this has really helped in perceiving what I'm consuming or mindlessly eating, and to essentially eliminate what might be distressing my metabolic system. So keeping a food journal prompts you to take a stock of what you have been eating and how it makes you feel. So you can therefore keep a food diary or use an app to track whether you are actually getting enough of the macro and the micronutrients that you actually need to function. So studies show that tracking your food intake is associated with a successful and a healthier lifestyle as opposed to sticking to a new diet or challenge. All right. Number three is, of course, to refrain from trying new diets and challenges that you actually plan on abandoning in the short term. So personally, I do not try diets, mainly because from a nutrition perspective, they are very unsustainable, and diets are annoyingly ineffective and rarely work for the long haul. So the truth is, you will start that keto, that intermittent fasting, or any other form of social diet that you may come across, and the chances of keeping up with it as a lifestyle are very little. So instead of taking up a diet and adopt a healthier and mindful lifestyle, nourish your body accordingly instead of restricting it, and you will ultimately see the results. Okay. Number four is to not buy what you might regret consuming. As a rule of thumb, before I go to the grocery shopping, I make a list of all items I need while in the house. So this ensures that I will not be easily swayed by the fancy smells from the bakeries or some other food items I have been dying to try. So the truth is, you only eat what you buy in your house. So I also make it a very conscious decision to place the less refined food items at my vicinity. So this ensures that whenever I feel like mindlessly binging, I can actually binge on something healthier as opposed to something refined. So this would be, for instance, placing fruits out in the open as opposed to chips and so on. Number 5 is to minimize your free sugar intake And added sugar is actually a culprit of so many health problems in our modern diets. So large amounts of sugar ultimately harms our health, which includes a risk of obesity, heart diseases, and several forms of cancer. So the WHO recommends at least 5 to 10 teaspoons of free sugars per day. So free sugar can be from added sugar, honey, refined products, and so on. Personally, I take at least 3 cups of tea or coffee in a day, and in each cup I put 1 teaspoon of sugar occasionally. So on days when I crave some bit of more sugar, I occasionally treat myself to a bar of chocolate, and always ensuring that in those days I have not had any more free sugar, to ensure that I am within the limits. You can also stock up on fruits such as mangoes and bananas for such cravings. Number 6 is to supplement your food only if you're deficient of the vitamin or mineral, and run this by your doctor or your physician. So our modern diets cause hidden hunger, and this is a phenomenon that is caused by the quality of food that we actually consume. So supplementing is not the solution, since our bodies are actually designed to adapt and absorb the natural forms of food. Supplement your food only if your doctor prescribes it, as opposed to self-medicating in the name of thinking that you feel healthier by doing so. So after evaluating my food journal, I personally always do a yearly doctor's check-up to see if there are any micronutrients that I actually may have fallen short of. And doing this can ensure that you supplement only when it's actually necessary. So as well, if living in areas where there is less of sun, like during the winters, you can actually always ask your physician to prescribe a dose of vitamin D and so on. Drink water religiously is number 7. So drinking water never grows out of style. So surprisingly so, drinking water could actually boost the number of calories that you actually burn over time. So there are 2 noteworthy studies that show that water increased metabolism by about 24 to 30% over 1 to 1.5 hours. So this could mean that taking the religious 8 glasses or 2 liters of water can amount to burning 96 additional calories. So ensure that you're not just downing the 2 liters in one setting, but constantly sipping throughout the day. So water can sometimes be very boring to drink, so as some may attest to, right? I at times actually infuse it with a favorite fruit or drink it warm to ensure that I am meeting the need daily. So number 8 is to choose to move more. I recommend signing up for any physical exercise that you actually enjoy. Remember, simply because one person or your friend is thriving at weight lifting and CrossFit, it doesn't mean that you have to enjoy it yourself. So enjoying a Zumba class or a brisk walk or a run could equally do you good. So the World Health Organization recommends 150 minutes per week of exercise that you actually enjoy. So movement not only helps your physical health, but also your mental health. So with the new quarantine measures, this has been quite a challenge for me personally, since I enjoy walks and some jogs. However, I have resulted in doing about 30 minutes to 1 hour indoor fun activities that allow me to stay alert and burn some calories. Number 9 is to get enough sleep. I cannot stress enough about the quality of sleep at any one given point in time. So I must say that since 2020, my sleeping patterns have really been heavily affected, with sleeping later at night, sometimes waking up later in the morning. However, I am very intentional to at least clock 7 if not 8 hours of sleep daily. So poor sleep can easily cause insulin resistance, disrupt your appetite, create a hormonal imbalance, and significantly reduce your physical and mental performance. So poor sleep has also been enlisted as a risk factor for weight gain and obesity. So one study linked insufficient sleep to about 89% risk of obesity in children and adults. All right. Number 10 is to stop stressing and restricting. So we live in a society where we think that restricting ourselves ultimately equates to health. We think that the more we stress and avoid certain items, we become health gods. This is the root cause of unhealthy relationships with food. So always remember that you still need your carbohydrates, you still need your protein, your good fat, your micronutrients to function. They don't all have to taste and look bland for them to be healthy. Spice them up, use your preferred herbs, cook them well. It doesn't have to be a boring and stressful affair to be healthy. So the ultimate goal is not to look or feel skinnier, rather feel healthy. So your physique does not equate to a healthy lifestyle. Bottom line is that a few steps go a long way towards improving your diet and wellness. So it takes time to master a healthier lifestyle. So give yourself the time you need while incorporating better sleep patterns, less stress, and healthier social relationships. So with these tips, it's easier to look back in December and notice the change without having to obsess and beat yourself down for not achieving the healthy weight loss goal. Rather, pat yourself on the back for choosing and feeling better every single day. So I hope that you have learned something and you are ready to start this year. Please comment down below and tell me which of the habits you are about to incorporate and whether you have observed any changes. All right, subscribe, share the video, tell your friends to tell your friends to tell your other friends. I have also left a link on the description box down below for a free nutrition guide. So until next time, you are what you eat. So do it right. Bye.